We'll get somewhere quiet in a few minutes. Alright, let's see. Oh, we got a bunch of people on, and I think I know why. Alright, let me get comfortable. Hopefully she doesn't take too long. Got our $5 ready here, and then we'll get somewhere quiet, because it is loud AF over here. So in the meantime, let me get some hellos in. Oh, I see some pre-game super chat activity. Brianne, thank you for the 10. Straight towards the parking. And Venus for the 10, again, towards the parking. $30. It's getting out of control. The town is dead. It's a freaking ghost town. I got here in like record time. Like height of pandemic level got here quick. There's like no cars out on the road whatsoever. Let me lower this real quick. And you know, I know what the obvious questions are gonna be, but we'll talk about that when we get somewhere a little quiet. A little quieter, but let's do some hellos. Kevin and Carol, how you doing? And still throwing up the prayers for you, of course. Mary, Janice, Maria Ann, Phil, what's going on, brother? Jim Wolf, Val Marie, Venus, Chris Frank. What up, Frank? Kathleen Lopez, shout out Destin, Florida. I love Destin. Come on, keep it coming. I want to get all the hellos in. Steve, what's up? BSKY, Tiffany, Chanel Fischel, Tom, what's up, brother? I heard you had an excellent weekend. Yeah, we'll do that. We will do that soon. Never, yeah, I know. I think everyone is. Some people might not be, but yeah. Sony, what's happening? Pepino, I am doing good. Hope you're doing good too. Bert, Marie Bella, Kyle, what up, bro? Paramom USA in the house. Captain Luke, why is why? Yep, I'm here with the good vibes. I mean, you know, we're going to talk about some heavy stuff. Not the things like that probably people want to talk about. We're going to talk about some stuff. We're going to talk about what's going on in LA and a bunch of other stuff. Yep, Sammy, you know me. Head on a friggin' swivel, brother. Neil, what's happening? Terry Harper, Curtis D, and we are, who knows where we are? Oh, that's good. I don't know her. Give me a minute. She's Miss Popularity. I went in the high limit room, said hello to the ladies. Bellagio, yeah. Excuse me. But you know, that's not how I play. You know, she's from New York too, so we had to have the typical, you know, New Yorkers commiserating about the food and the weather and the seasons and all the other stuff. These ladies, what ladies need to get out more? Who are we talking about? All the ladies. Crypto, what's going on? Oh, BTC back up at 110. Hope everyone bought that dip down to 101. I think that's the lowest we're going to see it go for a while. Dips are good. Kevin, Nancy Palmer. And I'm like looking over my shoulder in this place for some reason. That's weird. BK. Mike K. Red dress. Curtis. Oh, did someone like say hello? I didn't even notice that. All right, two ladies that stopped in front of the. What were they talking about? Did they shout out their OF page or something? I hate when the ladies do that. First commercial for LifeLock. All right, go away. Restart chat. All right, let's find someplace a little more. 248 people. All right, because yeah. All right, got me a water. I don't think we're gonna go outside. It's like freaking 120. I wanted to do some things this morning. I got up at like 7:05 and it was already 92 degrees. Black dress, blue shirt. All right, I'll go hunt them down. See what they had to say. Trisha, how you doing? All right, I'm gonna put this in my pocket for a second. Let's head that way. Yeah, 100 degrees at 7 in the morning is gross. I mean, I've been in hot weather and everything. It is what it is, but the difference here in Vegas is you don't get the evening reprieve. You know, it never cools off, like 5 degrees. It's still, if it's 105 during the day, it's 100 at 2 in the morning. If it's 90, then it's 88 at night. All right, let's go this way. Oh, by the way, that was Jacqueline from Newburgh, New York. I went into the VIP lounge to get some coffee, but they had a line. Figured it'd be quicker to just make friends out here. How you doing? Guy holding a camera is almost as good as a guy holding a guitar. It's aphrodisiac. I still don't completely get this whole, this being summer. It doesn't represent summer to me. Flaminguses. Weird ass freaking... weird ass zebras laying on chaise lounges. I mean, that just screams summer, right? I mean, if they stocked this with some bass, it would scream summer. Get out some spinnerbaits, catch them. You know, when we did the walkthrough last time, we didn't go in here. Flamingos. All right, Montanan. They are piping in that floral chemical aroma. Like weird ass freaking tigers in dresses. I mean, that's not summer. I'm befuddled. Are these real? Alright, hold on. I gotta get it. No, I don't think they're real. Let's give it the pinch test. No, they're fake AF. Is anyone out there from Connecticut? I know I mentioned it last time. That if you want to see a most beautiful garden, University of Connecticut at UConn, they have an amazing garden full of topiary, and I'm waiting. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Topiaries and statues and all the stuff, and no freaking weird toucan birds doing the can-can. I I like this in my front yard, though.
I don't know. It's like a minor thing.
Yeah, it's very English garden, except for the weird birds. I mean, they went bonkers with the flowers. No ifs, ands, or buts. Thank God, not too many roses. I don't like roses. Ugh. I don't like the smell of them, especially wild ones. What is this supposed to be? It's like they forgot to do something here. When I grew up on Long Island, in the fall, that's when we used to do like mazes like this. They used to set up like various farms out on the island with like hay bales and all sorts of stuff, and you'd go on like the horse-drawn carriages and spooky things would jump out. Not like a haunted house level stuff, but like headless horsemen, and that was fun. Then you'd do some pumpkin picking. Wow, that smell in here is overwhelming. That's a big old watch. I do love sedals. Wow, yeah, this is gonna give me a migraine if I stay in here any longer. Kind of looks like my patio set, except for this thing. So we got hail last week. Freaking ice cubes fell from the sky, and today it's 109 in June. In freaking June. Go figure. Oh. How you doing? Excuse me. Alright, let's go this way. Yeah, the corn. You did the corn. Okay, you do the corn mazes and stuff. Yeah, they're fun. You know, fall is my favorite time of year. Let's see if we can cop a squat somewhere over here. Some squattage. Oh, there's one. We just need a chair. Let me see if I can commandeer a chair somewhere. Hang tight. Let's see what we can commandeer. Let's see how we're gonna do this. That thing's like freaking 100 pounds. I don't want no. Oh, its table's like 200. All right, workout for the day done. All right. It's so warm. Not from someone sitting in it. I don't like sitting in the warmth of other people. Kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies. Ain't gonna lie. Especially if it's a dude. If it's a chick, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, definitely. I'll sit in a chick's warmth all day. Alright. Let's turn this back around. I mean, we'll do people watching in a second. Yeah, back to the wall. You know the deal, Phil. You know how to roll. Back to the wall or looking in a mirror. Alright, let's fire up chat activities. And we'll talk about the obvious in a second. Alright. Fire it up. 322 people. Friggin' awesome. Alright, let's get over the top messages. Oh, let me see if any super chat activities came in. Wow, I'm like way behind. Phil, watch out. I saw that zebra looking at. Yeah, that zebra. That toucan bird caught me looking up her dress. Hope she doesn't cancel me. Alright, let's see what else is going on. The Mighty Bull. You got any stock tips for us, Mighty? Wall Street activities? I haven't even kept up on the Wall Street today because I've been, yeah, I know, that guy's scarfing. Like it's his last meal or something. All right, so before we get started, I'm going to invite everyone. This is a wobbly ass table. Let me put my foot on it. There we go. I'm going to invite everyone to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell button to get notified when I do this again, which is at least 2, maybe 3 times a week. And if you're on the sports channel, super chat while I'm live is the grease that keeps the wheels rolling. You know, AKA paying for the parking and a couple cups of coffee. But I got links down there. T. Shanley, look at that skin. Skin looking good. T. Shanley, thank you. Olite, the best. All the stuff. Aaron, yeah, I am definitely going to be careful. All right, so let me get the obvious out of the way. I think we all heard about the incident that took place right out front. I mean, it's just sheerly coincidence that I got here. I just saw that there was like no traffic whatsoever. Yeah, your favorite hotel, none. Let me know when has it been? All right, I'm not gonna say nothing. Let's take that off channel. Let me know. It's sheerly coincidence. I just saw that there was no traffic, so I figured let me book over here. It is warm AF in here. I even asked the cocktail waitress, I'm like, is it hot in here or is it just me? You know, I lead them into that, you know. No, it's just you. But no, it's warm in here. It is freaking warm in here. That afternoon sun this time when it's coming in like freaking laser beams sideways. August? All right, cool. August. All right, we'll have us a party. All right, so we know about the incident that took place yesterday. Last night. I know about it, you know about it, we all know about it. But here's the deal. I'm not going to talk about it. I do not have a horse in that race. I have no opinion about what happened. I have no information about what happened. It is what it is. I know as much as you do, you know as much as I do, and the chips are gonna fall where they are. I'm just gonna stay in my lane on this one. You know, everyone wants to hear the opinions and whatever. I'm staying out of it. A lot of people have chosen to put their 2 cents in. I don't know if that's the wisest maneuver at this point. Situation's rather self-explanatory. I don't know the individuals involved. I have met one during, you know, mutual live streams, hey, what up, you know, level type of stuff, but I know nothing about these people, so I'm just staying in my lane, you know. Other channels can go and talk about it all they want, and yeah, and here's the other thing. The other problem with that is they're tending to spank the snot out of, don't forget to express your love for this channel on YouTube. Yeah, like, share, subscribe, do all the stuff that Wall Street just said. A lot of, you know, they're taking down videos and stuff like that for discussing. You're not supposed to discuss stuff like this, even though, you know, I push the boundaries of what's what. You know, always have, always will. But like I said, on this one, I'm staying out of it. I have no opinion whatsoever on it. We'll leave that to others. I mean, I've seen people get involved in it and start to make statements, stuff like that. I don't necessarily understand why, but, you know, that's your prerogative. All right, let me get over, let's see some stuff here. Luciano, what's going on? Thank you very much for that fiber. All right, and I'm going to say one other thing. One other thing, people. What's... Joy, how you doing, Joy? Welcome. I remember your name before. Joy Davis, bringing the joy. I appreciate that. What do you think of that thumbnail? I mean, okay. I took that on Friday. You know I flexed, you know. I mean, that's me natural, but then bam. But who wouldn't? You know? I get to do shit like that, so that's fun. Anyway, back to the story not at hand. I would appreciate, out of respect for my channel, I'd appreciate you guys, if you want to talk about it amongst yourselves, that's up to you. There's other channels you can watch, you know, that will, you know, go into depth about stuff that's already out there. You know, I'm not going to do that just for clicks and all the rest of that. It just, no. I did enter in a bunch of keywords because you can blacklist stuff here. You know, you can on YouTube. I can create, you know, blacklists of words. So most of the stuff that people want to say, individuals' names, you know, pew-pews, all the rest of that crap, done. You know, I blocked all that. So if you're trying to comment people's names who were involved in this, it's not going to go through. And I prefer, out of respect for me and the channel and everyone else here, that, you know, we're just not going there. There's what's there to talk about? That hasn't been all over the frickin' news all day. That hasn't been on every other YouTube channel. You know, it's just, I'd rather talk about the world coming to an end in LA. I'd rather talk about the feud between Elon and Trump. That's the shit I want to talk about. This stuff, whatever. Alright. Oh, Jacqueline from Newburgh, New York makes some good coffee. Alright. Shout out, girl. Alright, 88888, what's going on, Big John? Alright, Doggy Dog. Let's see you guys understand. Mr. Lowlife. Charge for parking, resort fees, no buffet. Dude, it is freaking dead. I mean, they're talking about, oh, it's the tariffs, it's, you know, it's the hell, it's the rain, it's just, they can come up with all the excuses they want, but they so, how you doing? They so thoroughly boiled the frog in this town. I mean, nobody wants to pay $14 for a freaking bottle of water anymore. I mean, it's just, I mean, this place is still pretty, what is it, Monday? For Monday, this place got a lot of people in it, but outside is dead. There are no, well, obviously, you know, Californians have better things on their mind right now than driving out here, but it's pretty freaking dead, you know? So, it is what it is. Yeah. Trump turned Home Depot into Home Depot. It's been on the world news because it involved Vegas and yeah, I know. It's been, like I said, I've been watching it since last night, and people have, you know, asked me, you know, I've got a lot of emails and all the rest of that stuff. You know, what do you think? What do you think? I don't think nothing of it. I mean, I watched it just like you watched it. What do you think? I mean, you know, you guys love my opinions about stuff. But this one, no. And we ain't going there. Alright, yeah, the Marines is coming. Okay, now, there's a lot of things we've been talking about with, you know, over the months and year with the past 4 years with the immigration situation. We kind of all knew what that was. Remember I said a long time ago, I said it's the equivalent, you know, why are they all military-age dudes running across the border from all over the world, including China, not just Mexico and Venezuela? Did they import a force? Was that the purpose? Did they import voters and a reactionary force into our country? Turning out, maybe I was right. You know, so why is Trump introducing the National Guard? One, he has to. I mean, come on. They just can't let LA burn to the ground like they did in the Summer of Love, you know. Why is he bringing in the military? Okay, now what if they start throwing rocks and burning electric scooters and spare tires and all the other shit at military personnel, the Marines? It would be very easy for them to declare words we can't say here. terrorism. It'd be very easy for him to declare these people involved in these things in that category and accelerate mass deportation. So, like what I'm starting to think the Elon Trump feud, which is toned down a lot lately. Elon started deleting a lot of his weird tweets and whatnot. It might just be a psyop. It might just be the biggest troll ever. You know, this whole thing might turn out to be a troll. But yeah, the West Coast is a mess. But it's coming to a town near you. I don't know. I said it last time. Like, this town would have zero tolerance for that type of behavior. Like the Summer of Love when they burned up, courthouses and everything, took over whole cities. That never took place here. Because this town will not tolerate that. Trump's golden dome is his toupee. It says Peter Grimshaw. Ooh, that was a burn, dude. Is that the best you got? How about something better than that? Ooh, what a burn. That's stinging, bro. I bet you have no mirrors in your house. Yeah, you're a friggin' Adonis. I mean, let's talk about the facts here. Do you support what's going on in LA? Anyway, I do not. I think it's an abomination. I think, you know what it is? What's that word they use for that other event, January? It took place January is the day after the 5th. What was that, the 6th or something? They called that a insur something or other. Wouldn't you say this? What's taking place in LA? Attacking police officers, attacking federal employees, burning their vehicles. Wouldn't that be considered a blocking highways? The orange taco has to go. You guys are awesome. I mean, that's the best you have is like personal insults. Personal insults and violence. That's all you have. When it comes to any type of intellectual conversations, it's like, oh, tacos. Oh, yeah. I mean, that puts you in a position of strength, bro. What? Mark. I mean, grow up. I'm from Iceland and my wife's from Cuba and bullies at the school call my kids ice cubes. 12 arrests, dudes. I know. That's because you have a frickin' leftist government who's pretending it doesn't happen, but we're all seeing the videos of the entire thing on fire. The LAPD can handle nothing because they aren't doing a damn fucking thing. So why don't you go? You know what? All you people who think it's good, you like me until now. I don't really give a shit whether you like me or you don't. I mean, if you're gonna support what's going on in LA, the burning, the looting, the attacking, trying to burn horses. I mean, you're not seeing the videos. If you support that, then get the fuck off my channel. I don't give a shit. You mean nothing to me. Well, what do I care? I mean, just stop. You want to have a conversation? We could have a conversation, but open your eyes. Be realistic. Do you support what's going on in LA? Oh yeah, the LA, there's only 12 arrests. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? There's only 12 arrests. I mean, there should be 10,000 arrests already. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is and who they're supporting. You just cannot burn a frickin' American city. Biff in Back to the Future. I don't get it. Whatever. I don't care. Whatever. I mean, it's just, I don't care. I just don't care. I mean, if you support this type of bullshit, I don't want you around anyway. Because you're irrational. You're supporting that type of stuff just because you don't. Okay, that's like wishing the plane to crash because you don't like the pilot. Does that make any sense? It's freaking irrational. It's irrational to support things like that that's going on. I mean, let's just be real with the whole LA situation. I mean, you're talking about a bunch of people. How long? Just think about this. How long do you think that any of us can survive in Mexico waving an American flag and throwing bricks at their law enforcement people? How long do you think we'd last before I had, a 4.62 between my frickin' eyes, that my head looked like a canoe? How long do you think that would last? Could I do that in another country? Why do people think it's okay to do it here? Because 1 out of 10 people in, about 5 minutes, Kyle, bingo. Because 1 out of 10 people in LA, or you know what? It's probably closer to 1 out of 10 people in this entire frickin' country is here illegally. I mean, let's be real. So you think the LAPD is going to contain it? The Las Vegas Police Department's going to contain it? They're not. You're talking, there's probably 30 million illegal people in this country right now. One of the most popular TikTokers, that guy that makes all the funny expressions and like people do something all complicated and he shows the simple thing and he just goes at the end, you know, he overstayed his visa. He was here illegally, and he's the most popular TikToker. He's self-deported though. What are we gonna do? How does this problem fix itself? It doesn't. It doesn't. Radical shit is gonna, but they pay their taxes. Yeah, really? Explain to me how an illegal pays their taxes. Explain that to me. I mean, maybe I don't know. I know a lot about a lot of things. I don't know how illegals pay taxes because they're on the books somehow, so it's still legal. So they're paying their taxes by someone employing them and putting them on the books, and they're using someone's social security number 17 times. What the? Yeah, they're contributing to our tax bill. And then we got all the freaking psycho liberals on the left talking about, oh, don't blame me when your landscaping goes up, when your landscaping fees go up. You know, this is what you voted for, more expensive landscaping. Oh, now your house cleaner is gonna charge you more. I mean, isn't that racist to even say shit like that? That the only thing that an entire portion of people who happen to be Hispanic is good for mowing my freaking lawn and cleaning my toilet? But they're the good ones? Oh yeah, we can't have voter ID because black people just don't know how to use the internet. Who says that? The left. It's not the right, it's the left that says shit like that. Who's the real frickin' racists? Come on now. Oh, they pay a legal person? Yeah, do your own frickin'. I clean my own toilet. Because I don't trust people in my house. I clean my own damn toilet. Yeah, I try not to make a mess, but I clean my own damn toilet. I was in the USA for 29 years and got deported back to Canada. I mean, you think that's funny? Peter Grimshaw, you attack someone with a chair. Grow the fuck up, dude. Oh, so I only lost 30 people. Bror's crashing out. No, I'm not crashing out. That's the truth. Are you disagreeing with me? I don't care. San Diego won. What's up? For a long time, couldn't even enter Canada with a drunk driving conviction. They're the main workforce in the area. Wait, in what area? In what area? Toilet cleaning and landscaping? No, I don't care. I don't care what the thing is. My people are immigrants too. You know, we all came here from somewhere. Let's just freaking face it. However, we're all citizens. You know? We didn't go running across a freaking border. And we're not tearing up our own cities. You know? So they're protesting. Okay, so you're gonna wave the flag of a foreign country and then fight not to go back. Does the math on that? So you hate it here so much. You're so proud of where you came from. I'm proud of where I came from too. I'm proud of Sweden. You know, I'm part of Norway because that's where my people are from. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm not gonna come here and just shit all over the place that welcomed us here and then fight if they wanted to send me back. If someone wanted to send me back to Sweden, I'd be like, sick, let's go. You know, I mean, so it's so bad over there that they're fighting not to be sent back. But they love it so much. But they just don't want to be there. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't care who the hell that pisses off. Yeah, I'm legal immigration all freaking day long. All day long. We need people. We need it. You know, we need people. But We don't need friggin' our streets being burned. Like I said, it is, it's almost 100% at this point that, a reactionary force was imported. Yeah, I mean, where is all the violence coming from? Where? The right or the left? Who's the ones who burn shit? Who's the ones who key cars? Who's the ones who, isn't the right, and I don't identify right or left. I'm a conservative, traditionalist, and a constitutionalist. That doesn't define me as left or right. I believe that the Constitution is the law of the land. End of story. End of freaking story. If you want to label me right because I believe in marriage and raising a family in a safe place and paying your own freaking bills and not being a parasite, does that make me right? Or does that make me just like a normal freaking human being? But yeah, I want to see I think we're about to get a reaction over here somewhere. I love watching these. Peter, good. Good, Peter. I don't care. Stay up there. I like Canada. I've been to Canada. I used to go up there all the time when the exchange rate was sick. I used to stay in your friggin' best hotels in the world up in Montreal and old Quebec for like $14 a night with room service and shit. I took full advantage of the exchange rate back in the day, but, looks like a liberal shithole right now, and I hope you guys get your act together. Or decide to become the 51st state. Alright, let's see. On the perimeter. Oh, you know what else is taking place? There's a bill right now here in Vegas to have state voter ID. Lombardo might actually do that. There might be state voter ID coming up here, so it's going to be interesting. What also is going to be interesting is, it's becoming very unpopular to follow rules. It's just like everyone's walking around with their pants around their ankles, thinking they're going to get away with it because they got away with it for 4 years. Whatever. Would that happen here? What's happening in LA? I started off talking about that. I don't know. I don't think so. They estimate the nearest closest estimate is currently somewhere between 150 and 300,000 illegal aliens are here in Las Vegas. That's a lot of people. 300,000 people in a population of 2 million in Clark County. What do you do? How do you fix that? How do you round up? You're not going to round them up. I had a couple issues. I had some work done on my vehicle, and when I went there originally, the place was a beehive of activity. There was some salsa music playing. I like a little salsa and merengue. For a white guy, I can move my hips and whatnot. And then when I finally dropped the vehicle off for the work, there was 2 people and it was quiet. And I was like, what happened, bro? And then he's like, I thought it was going to take 2 days. It might take a week, might take 5. It ended up taking like 8, whatever. He's like, all my people quit. I'm like, bullshit. You know what's going on. You hired people who you weren't supposed to be hiring. Anyway, here, I don't know. I don't know what would happen here. Would they torch the strip? Not going to happen. There's way too much security, and they're here to protect the properties. They will start. They'll take matters into their own hands. They're not going to wait for the National Guard or whatever. I mean, they come in here inside a property and start doing some crazy shit. Yeah, they'll take matters into their own hands. I don't think these. I saw one of those. It was like a young cat, maybe in his 20s, dressed in all black with a hoodie and one of those the scarves that they wear to signify that they support those people over there and whatever. And he was running through Smith's. Remember I said I was going to Smith's after the live stream on Friday? Well, I did go. I picked up a couple steaks and whatnot. And he was running up and down the aisles. I don't know what he was doing, but he was obviously one of those anarchist types looking for trouble. And yeah, I mean, as much as you could say, they might be a bunch of, like sissies and whatnot, they'd still hit you in the head with a freaking skateboard. They'll still throw a rock at you. They will still, hit you with a syringe full of freaking battery acid. I mean, they are capable of that. But why is the left, who's peace and love, isn't that the premise of it? Peace, love, tolerance. Now it's violence, destruction of property, crime. I mean, everything that's bad is glorified. Why is that? Why is that? What happened to the root? Is it just like, I know what it is. I mean, that's a rhetorical question. I know what it is. It's a case of the ends justifies the means. The left believes that whatever they do is okay as long as they get what they want, which is this weird, freaky ass paradise that they want, no God, no families, just people doing whatever the hell they want to do, whatever. I don't know what they believe in, to tell you the truth. The ones that are like really out there. Whatever. Viva la resistance. What is that? What side am I on, Elon or Trump? I'm going to talk about this Wednesday, because in these loud environments, I like to, Interesting question. In these loud environments, I don't want to get into deep conversations. Elon, I've never been a huge fan of Elon, strictly because, he's got too many vested interests. One, I've always known that that he gets a majority of his money from government contracts. Not from friggin' making Tesla cars. Most uncomfortable car ever, anyway. You ever sit in a Tesla? It's like riding in a go-kart. Anyway, he's making his money from government contracts. He believes in solar power. Solar power is bullshit. I mean, we all know it's bullshit. It's inefficient. It doesn't work. It creates more pollution putting it together. It degrades over time. It uses... I wish solar worked. Solar is bullshit on a mass scale. He believes in electric vehicles, that everyone should be driving electric vehicles. That's the dumbest shit ever. I mean, oh yeah, electric trucks. What are you talking about? Electric what? So I gotta stop so if I drive across the country, I have to stop at least 10, 15, 20 times and sit my ass somewhere that I might not want to be and plug in and sit there like a chadrul. I'm not doing that. It's dumb. Plus the fact that he already admitted he could shut his cars off at will. Because when the whole thing started going down with the Rus and the crane, he's like, oh, I could just shut off every Tesla that's over there in Rus. So you mean he could, even though I buy my car, he can just like press a button and shut it off? What's preventing him from participating in social credit? Where they don't like what I'm saying during this live stream, so I don't get to drive to work or drive my Tesla because they got their finger on the button because there's a kill switch somewhere. No, but I was all for his support to get, Trump elected. I was all for the Doge thing. I thought the Doge thing. I'm pretty disappointed in both of them, put it that way. Okay, we will talk about it now, fuck it. Pretty disappointed in the Doge thing. Oh, they found $150 million in fraud, but nobody got arrested, so what's the point? You know, someone commits fraud, they should pretty much go to jail, whether it's a big company, whether it's a startup, whether it's a, you know, government. People should go to jail for fraud. Isn't fraud illegal? Last time I checked, fraud was illegal. So they uncovered $150 billion in fraud, but no one goes to jail. Okay. Strike one. USD, the USAID and all the NGOs are money laundering operations. We have proof. Okay, now what are you going to do about it? Well, where's the teeth? Nobody's going to get in trouble, so... and $150 billion is nothing. Literally, I mean, it's a lot to us, obviously, but it's nothing compared to the debt that we're in, going on $37 trillion. $150 billion is nothing. I mean, okay, so in the next 10 years, we'll save, some of it's going to go back. Next 10 years, maybe we won't have to add another trillion over 10 years, but no. No. So then it was a temporary position. It's already been proven that Trump is not on the list at What's-His-Face's island. You know, that was a troll, but, you know, the pissing match between the two of them. But I'm also disappointed in Trump, too. I mean, he's probably the closest thing to, you know, helping get this country back together. But I'm pretty disappointed in him, too, because... But I get the position that he's in. It's the same position that the cops, the National Guard, and the Marines are going to be in LA. Do you fire on your own citizens? Trump's in a position of, I mean, today he was like, you know what, we probably should arrest Governor Newsom. I mean, the world is not ready. The United States is not ready to be cleaned up. It's going to be a corrupt shithole for a long, long time if people are not willing to watch governors, lawyers, politicians, Oprah, basketball stars, football stars, singers, actors get perp walked. I mean, that's what he's got to consider. I mean, we have so much on Oprah. We know she was on the island several times. We have videos of her doing stuff. Is the world ready to watch her get perp walked? Is the world ready for us to arrest, or the country ready to arrest Newsom? I mean, we're on the precipice of a civil war. I don't know if you people realize that, but we're on the precipice of a civil war. We're also on the precipice of WW3 externally. I mean, this is some crazy shit we're dealing with, you know? The world is out of control. Like I've always said, this isn't left versus, what's the opposite of conservative? Whack job? No, liberal. It's good versus evil, you know? And the people who are evil think they're good, and the people who are good are sitting on their freaking hands. But, you know, there comes a time when good men have to do bad things to evil people to clean shit up. It's just the way it is, you know? But unfortunately, the world is not ready for that. The world is not ready for that because we've become too soft. We've become to same position, the influence we're in. They're all modern. Yeah, I mean, the world is just too soft. You know, people think at this point mayonnaise is spicy. You know, the world is just way too soft for its own good. Hard times create strong men. Strong men eat good times. Good times create weak men. You know, we're jacked up. We're jacked up. Couldn't find a hole. Found it. All right, so I'm disappointed in both of them. I hope they come to some type of reconciliation, but I personally think it's a troll. I think it's a psyop that they're both doing. They're probably laughing at it. Elon's upset Trump didn't put. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things to be upset at. I mean, did he think by running Doge that Trump's never, ever, ever, ever been into alternative energy. We all know those frickin' turbine things don't frickin' work. They work when they work, and then they don't. Solar power, no. What else? What other alternative energies? How about nuclear? Let's fire up nuclear power plants all over the freaking place. I mean, that's like basically free energy. I mean, it costs more in security to protect them than to run the damn things. I'm all for it. Elon is not. Elon has his own best interest in mind, which is both best interests. Electric cars, solar power, all the rest of that shit. And Trump never said he was into that. In fact, his entire presidency, it's like he got into a relationship with Trump and expected to change him. That was Elon's fuck up. It was like when, you and I get into a relationship. All right, I don't like this about the person, but maybe, if I love them just right or bang them just right, they'll change. People convinced against their will of the same opinion still. So yeah, those windmills are a total waste of time. I mean, they cause so much pollution. They're not, okay, it's not clean energy. If you knew what it takes to mine lithium was found in upstate Nevada. One of the largest supplies is right here in upstate Nevada, whatever you want to call it. I don't want them mining that shit. It's going to end up in the drinking water. Bella. President Vince against the will is of the same opinion still. He wasn't going to change Trump's mind. Trump wasn't going to be like, oh my God, Elon, you found $150 billion. Thanks for helping me get elected. I'm going to turn South Dakota into one giant frickin' wind farm just for you so you can have electric cars. I don't want no frickin' electric. I mean, if someone super chatted me one, I'd get one. But I could give two shits about an electric car. And people love them. Oh, the torque, the this, the that. Where are you going? Where you racing to? From this stop sign to the other one? I don't give a shit about that anymore. I'm not freaking 10 years old. I'm not 10. I'm not 20 years old anymore. Oh, I gotta get to that stop sign as fast as I can. No, I want to get there as safe as I can. Big group hug, yay. Alright, let's see what else is tripping out over here. Big group hug. Yeah, nuclear is safe and it is clean. I mean, people remember 3 Mile Island and whatever. When good men do nothing, yeah, of course. A lot of people will, yep, I agree. Yep, Indiana, interesting conversation. I mean, we could have talked, like, everyone wanted to talk about the other thing that happened. I ain't talking about that, but it's dominating the news. The world is freaking whacked right now. We're watching, I watched those videos last night. It was just amazing, those helicopter videos. I mean, I don't know what news people are watching. Like, a lot of people came on here and started talking a bunch of smack and whatnot, Oh, it's nothing, it's peaceful protest. I mean, what news are you watching? I watched on the news some guy try to burn a horse. I literally watched that. The helicopter was focused on them. They had the spotlight and everything. Some guy took a bunch of liquid, threw it, and tried to burn a horse. That's sick. That is depraved. That's sick. That is sick. And people like that need to be taken down. I don't give a shit. Can we have that in this country? And then you got the Mexican president out there telling her people that are here, take them back. Oh, if Trump puts a tax on your cash apps going across the border, you should riot in America. What? So what, she's declaring war on the United States too? The president down there? Please. I mean, we become the frickin', like the USA has had a mattress tied to its back with its legs spread up in the air for 4 years straight. So the whole world just assumes like, you know, it's a big free-for-all. But it's got to stop, and it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be pleasant, you know? It's not going to be pleasant. And very expensive to fix. Absolutely. Daniel, what's going on? I see a lot of new people. Yeah, peaceful protest, my AAs. Yeah, I know it. Let's see. Yeah, peaceful. What else did I see? I saw crazy shit. I saw them taking like, I mean, it sucks that it's so close to 4th of July. Because you can get these, like here in town, I guess they go to the, where do they go? To the Indian reservations and they buy fireworks. And the fireworks that you can buy at the Indian reservations are no joke. They're not like friggin' bottle rockets and stuff. I mean, I hear them at night sometimes. And my house is pretty soundproof. I got good windows. I mean, you could yell outside my house. I don't really hear it. It has to be like a piercing sound or a thump, thump, thump. This time of year, you hear kaboom! Because people are buying these fireworks, and you see them, like the ones you see on the strip here, going up off the, you know, the Bellagio and off at Strat, you know, for 4th of July and New Year's Eve and that type. You can buy those, well, almost as strong as those, and light them off in your friggin' backyard and burn your neighbors' houses down. It's nuts. And people have access to them here, and I'm sure they have access to them in California too. I watched videos yesterday of people lighting, you know, stuff like that. They say, I don't know if it's accurate, but that they're taping nails and stuff to the outside and then winging them into crowds and that, you know, ice people and whatever. And people are okay with that because the ends justify the means. I'm fed up. I'm literally fed up with it. Let's see. Alright, I gotta check out. Slowly losing audience, which I'm okay with. If people are butthurt, then they're butthurt. Yeah, the Marines is coming, and I believe there's a reason for the Marines being deployed, because if these people attack Marines, it's a whole different thing, you know. That's, you know, they're military, so if they're being attacked, it's gonna be bad. You can spend 300 billion in a building, you know. Yeah, no. Yeah. Thank you, Phil, for the 4 Bananaramas. Oh, I'm all about the nuclear. And then, I think the pool just got out. There's chicks walking by with bikinis. I don't believe they should be, but if they want to put on a show, I'll look. I got something in my eye. I got a tear in my eye for America. Yeah, just crazy times. Crazy times. But we're all gonna have to, just be careful. You know, I mean, I've always talked about like bug out bags and stuff like that. The fact that, you know, one of my favorite childhood movies was Red Dawn. You know, I was always into prep, you know, being prepared and all that. It's real now, number one. Number two, what did they just find? They found a bunch of Chinese, illegal Chinese here that were developing a plan to poison our entire food supply. Not that our food supply isn't already poisoned, but it's poisoned due to pharmaceuticals and it's poisoned due to the greed of corporations. Wolverines, yeah. But no, they were developing some type of bio thing that they were gonna deploy into the food supply and kill us all. Well, it's some interesting times. And most people are walking around like ignorant, completely freaking ignorant. The second Red Dawn was kind of bunk. I watched it anyway, probably twice. But the original, that was the real one. The second one was like, it's alright. Yeah, anyway. We got new subscribers out there. I'm going to invite everyone to keep liking, sharing, subscribing. Demolition Man was surprisingly accurate, that's for sure. We're going to get to walk in a minute. Whoa. She just jumped off the screen at me. What the hell is she talking about? Sorry for the wobbly table. What is this about? You're trying to fix it alone is exhausting. You don't have to do this alone. Guardian Recovery Office personal. Oh, wow. Is this aimed at me? Reclaim my life, find my peace? Therapy is bullshit. Let's just get that out of the way. Therapy is bullshit. I mean, it might... No, I'll stand by that. Therapy is bullshit. Therapy doesn't work. It works about as well as chiropractic. Alright, let's get back to all messages. Oh, let me see if I missed any... Super chat activities. No, I did not. Want to walk around a little bit? I think so too. Prep your home, don't play. Yeah, if you can. See, if you live in, if you live in a more urban area, you probably need to bug out because you're just surrounded by too many situations. You couldn't have situational awareness, but if you have turf, you have space, you're surrounded by a couple of acres. Yeah, I wouldn't bug out. I would probably harden the property, and I probably would stay, but in a more urban, suburban, close suburban area, yeah, it'd be kind of tough. What are you gonna do? I haven't been on in a while. Great to see you, bro, especially speaking common sense since you've lost man. Keep it the great way. Thank you, Jackson Brown. Appreciate that. Good to see you again. First a loose zebra, then a bear in Virginia. What? Yeah, it might be time to build an ark. It might be time to build a commune. Yeah, there's tons of, people think only in terms of like all these people who ran across the border in the past 4 years. They only think in terms of, them being Mexicans. It's not true. It's not true. They came, there's a lot. And they all have passports. There's a lot of Chinese. Anyway. Yeah, I think it's time to walk around a little bit. Yeah, country living is awesome because, your first line of defense, you can put the Barrett up on the freaking third floor, poke it out a window. The Lapua, all this stuff. All right, let me turn this around. I want to come down off the Ranty McRanterson for a bit. Let's do some people watching. Hi. I gotta stretch. I smell good. What the hell am I wearing? I'm wearing Tom Ford with a little, like a half a spritz. You ever try to half a spritz a freaking bottle of Tommy Bahama on top of it? That was interesting. New York Prepper always talks about bugging out and leaving. I'm over now. Where the hell are we gonna go? See, that's a problem. PZ, when I lived on Long Island, we used to think about this all the time. Let me gather up my stuff. We used to think about, where would we bug out to and all the rest of that. The problem with being on Long Island is, unless you've got a boat, you're not really getting out anywhere because all they got to do is block the bridges, and you're not getting off Long Island. That was always an issue. I'm gonna put away my comment reading phone for a second, so I want to finish off this coffee. So forgive me, I'll catch up with comments in a bit. But yeah, that was always a dilemma, discussing prepping and whatnot. I mean, it's slightly easier now than it was back then, but yeah. Long Island has its own unique opportunities, just to try to get up to upstate New York as soon as possible. I love upstate New York. Plattsburgh area, to Adirondacks. I love the Adirondacks. Oh, let's check out some watches. Omega's like, if Rolex can do it, so can we. Let's make our own Pepsi. Let's go out front for a couple seconds until I can't take the weather no more. Like I was coming up fast. I could sense it, so I paused. Not saying everyone's up to no good. Hello. They are nice to me here, you know? That's why I like coming here. They're just like, what up, Bror Fredrik? And my purpose today was not to piss people off, you know, with my freaking opinions and whatnot. I just want people to be aware and prepared and to stop living under a freaking rock. I mean, the funny thing is, I don't blindly, we might glitch when we switch off that Wi-Fi, and we might not. I don't blindly follow anyone. Like if people, you know, there's people who will be like, oh my God, Trump is the best, he shits gold bars, I love it. You know, he's just a dude, you know, who aligns with the things I want to the closest degree. He's not a freaking saint. I don't worship the dude, you know. Anytime you get into like idol worship, what does the Bible say about that? You know? No, nobody's perfect. I don't blindly follow anyone. I don't care, left, right, center. I do my own due diligence. I do align myself with people who tend to agree with me, but I'm always open to other things. But there seems to be, you know, like the people who were starting trouble, well, I don't know, trouble, just being childish earlier. You know, they sit there and, you know, all they have is personal insults. They don't want to discuss things, you know? You try to have a discussion. I'm open to discussion. Tell me why you believe this way. Tell me why you think, you know, drag queens should be like doing book readings for kindergarten kids. Explain that to me. Explain your position. Oh, that's because you're a this. No. Explain your position. They can't. They just want to fight. I'm totally open to having discussions. I'm not closed off. People have changed my mind towards things that I never thought could, because I do try to maintain an open mind, but a lot of people do not. You know, the minute they have to explain their thought process, you know, they start fighting, getting defensive, calling names, keying cars, throwing fireworks at people. I don't get it. Whatever. Oh, it's starting to ramp up in LA right now. Yikes. Oh yeah, so peaceful. So peaceful. I gotta pull out my other phone and keep on top of comments. I mean, that's why, I mean, yeah. I like when messages do get deleted, because I don't want people fighting in the comments, but I also like reading. You know, oddly enough, because it's interesting. Like, you know, when their go-to is like trying to find flaws in someone's physical characteristics. How about trying to find flaws in policy, in economic policy or international policy? No, but let's just make fun of hair. I mean, that's like, grow the actual F up. That's not a conversation, but that's where we've devolved to as a species. We peaked in the 90s. Now we're just all freaking downhill, unfortunately. Alright, back to the coffee. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Let's get the conversation activities going here.
I'm sure
Live chat. Someone got whacked in your town in Montana today? That sucks. When I was in Montana twice. Once when my accent was like really heavy, kind of like this here, I got some crap back then. Ain't gonna lie. I mean, I had to prove like, let's see. Well, once they seen me ride a horse, they were like, all right, this guy can't be all that bad. He can ride a freaking horse. And I proved I could pew, and I proved I could ride a horse. It was actually on a guided hunt, but they were talking all sorts of smack when we first got there. They were like, oh, you're the ones who, pew-pewing up our road signs and doing this and leaving our fences open. And we're like, no, that's your freaking drunk nephew, not us. We're more respectful of your properties. But anyway, Montana's awesome. I love the weather, love the people. Spent some time in Butte. A lot of time in Butte, actually. That's weird, though. Someone got whacked. Alright, now I'm gonna read comments. Wish these freaking cabs would get out of my face. Oh, how about I move down a little bit? Yeah. Uh-oh. Now I'm listening for noises. Bonk. Alright, that's better. It is a beautiful day. Look at that. Look at that view. Yeah, Saratoga's beautiful too. Been to Saratoga Raceway. Yeah, they didn't know I had cowboy to F up. I mean, granted, I took the first trip out to Montana. I spent like 2 months. Drove all the way to the ass end of Long Island and took riding lessons. Bought my own saddle. And I learned how to ride. I paid to learn how to ride because I had no access to freaking horses where I was living. But, after that, then I just knew how to ride, One of the times I was in South Dakota, I rode Roundup during frickin' calving season for vaccinations. That was fun. I could ride. But, when you're talking like this, people just automatically assume that, hey, what does this guy know from riding? I don't blame them. I wasn't mad. I ain't mad at you. Alright, let me get over to the chat, see what you guys are chatting up a storm about. Freaking car just sitting there. So how you doing, Alan? It's dead. We can't even do any people watching. I mean, look at this. This is usually full of humans. There's 5 people. There's like 3. Look, there's nobody here. Despite the illusion of all those cars pulling through, I don't know what they're doing. There's 5 people. There's 3 people. This town, I would say, currently is sort of like when the town reopened during the pandemic. That's the level of people that are here right now. It is that level of quiet. Cattle branding is a good time to. Never got to experience that. That would have been cool. I heard they're doing like cold branding now, where they freeze the iron. Not quite the same thing. I tried to institute that, as a policy at work, that the real lifers would have to get a brand like on, what do you call it, Yellowstone. But nobody went for it. The copper mines in Butte, yeah, that I did not get to do. However, up in, Sammy mentioned Saratoga. Been to Saratoga Springs. Went to the underground caverns in Sarasota where they got the stalactites and the stalagmites and everything. That was nuts. That was freaking nuts. I mean, they were like, hey, if you take a little chip or whatever, you take a piece of a stalagmite, you know, you're gonna end up in federal prison. I mean, lighten the fuck up, but you know, I mean, let's be real. Like you go to jail for like disturbing a stone in a national park. It's like, you know, you got better things to do. I mean, I get it, you know, you let one person do it, next person's gonna come down with a freaking pickaxe and get a whole stalagmite, you know. Anyway, that was amazing. And I remember it was a hot day like this. It was muggy, maybe 90 some odd degrees, and then went down into the underground caverns, and it was like 60. It was glorious. It was glorious. Damp and glorious. The things we did in our youth. Yep, agreed. Yeah, you'd think it'd be more humane to cold brand them. But I had okay, I'll admit it, effort. I had a wart. Well, I thought it was a wart, but it wasn't a wart. It was a, like a skin tag or whatever. I had one of them frozen off once because it used to annoy me when I shaved. You know, would get caught and whatever. And they froze that off. That was not painless. That did kind of hurt. You know, it's like a different kind of burn. It's not as excruciating as fire, but yeah, freeze branding. Panama City wasn't overly crowded. Yeah, I believe that. You traveled rodeos, Paramount, for years? Yeah, I mean, I knew people. That's how I got to go on a lot of my Western adventures. I knew a lot of people who raised bucking horses. Yeah, that's why we used to go prairie dogging so much in like South Dakota and whatnot, Wyoming, because you know, they have a prize bucking horse and bust an ankle, bust a leg in a prairie dog hole. So they were like, come on down. Come on down. That was fun. Don't understand the tattoos. Don't understand them. I bet she doesn't either. You've been to the cavern? Yeah, the cavern. I forgot what they were called. What was those caverns called up near Saratoga? There was something else I went to in Saratoga. Saratoga Springs, went to the horse track, went to the caverns. There's something else. This was years ago. I haven't been in forever. I haven't been to New York in forever. I'm like itching to go back. Maybe not, I don't know. I do want to do like a tour of the places that I grew up in and all that type of stuff. I honestly do. I want to go see like if my old high school is still standing. You know, all the places I grew up, and all the places I used to hang out, all that type of stuff. I do want to go back one day. You was prairie dogging there? And some people call that what? What's the other expression? Prairie dogging and turtle heading? It's turtle heading. Alright, I'm going to finish this down and go back inside. It's freaking too hot. Yeah, it'd be fun doing a stream back on the East Coast. I got a plan to do that. The weird thing is, I wouldn't even know where to stay anymore, you know? I mean, I've been away so long, I just wouldn't know. They're like, oh no, a streamer. That guy looked at me like, oh no, a streamer. Streamer drama. Why is he looking at me? Let me spin the camera. Brown caving. You like pizza in Vegas? Have you ever had like genuine New York pizza? That guy's staring over here. You ever had like true New York, like the kind of pizza you gotta like lean forward so the grease doesn't, you know, drip on yourself? That's some good pizza right there. People say, oh, it's the water. I don't know about that. It's the water. Is it the water? Alright, almost done. We'll head back inside. New York slice. I do, when I go to, where were we at, Resorts World the other day, and walk through that pizza spot, and you can literally smell the oregano and the red pepper and the Parmesan that's sitting on the table. Oh, that brought back so many memories. We'd skip school, go to the pizza joint, slice of pizza and a soda or whatever. I just got a Dr. Pepper or whatnot. It was like $1.50. A pizza in this town's like $25 now for a friggin' slice of pizza. That's disgusting. Holy short shorts. Yikes. I feel like, it's much cooler in here than back where we were sitting. See, but look how few people are here. I used to love eating a pizza that was, my grandmother used to make good pizza too. She used to knead the shit out of it and whatnot. With just olive oil, garlic, salt, and pepper, and put it in the oven, and like the dough would fry. Back in the days before Monsanto, when I could actually eat dough. What up? Alright, let me check out some comments, activities, see what you guys talk about. How did that message get pinned? There was a pinned message. I didn't pin that message. Would you make a cub taxi driver? Would you make a cab taxi driver? I don't know. I don't think I'd have the personality for it. Because, believe it or not, as much as I like to talk, sometimes I can talk the balls off a rhinoceros. I mean, let's face it. I don't enjoy like straight up small talk. You know, just like small talk, you know, how's the weather? That I like conversations. I like deep conversations about meaningful shit. You know, and cab drivers, I think, have to engage in, and I guess Uber drivers too, engage in a lot of small talk. Small talk makes me nuts. I can do it. You wouldn't tell that I was making me nuts. I just don't, it does nothing for me. It doesn't enrich me. There's no ROI, and I'd rather talk about important things. I'd rather talk about relationships, people, especially business, monetary things, money, you know, than small talk. You know what I mean. Anyway. I'm allergic to gratuitous small talk, even though I have to do it almost every day of my life. Maybe that's why I hate it so much. I wouldn't say hate it. It just wastes my time. Did I just start that live ST? No, I started at 4:30. So we're going on an hour and a half already. Alright, let's see. Vegas pizza slices are huge. Yeah, I mean, they are big, but... There goes Jacqueline. I see you. That was Jacqueline. It still doesn't warrant $25. There's something about pizza. I can eat the shit out of a pizza. I mean, I could do 3-4 slices. Easy. So that would be like $100. So I can go to Bavette's for that kind of money. Alright, I haven't been doing, some of you have been saying you've been bombarded with commercials. I have not. That's like only the third or fourth one. Yeah, a quiet, I like when Uber driver doesn't talk. Someone said, I was watching a show last night. What the hell was it? Oh, I remember. Tonight, if I don't have a whole lot to do, I'm gonna watch The Accountant 2. So it's been so long since I watched The Accountant 1 with what's his face and the other one, the guy from Walking Dead, and the other guy who was with Jenny, who should be Perp Walk too. So I was catching up on that, and the woman in this, there was this Boss Babe chick in there, and she said, what did she say? She said she was talking to this, one of her employees, and she said something to the effect of, "Go do whatever you go." How did she put that? Go do whatever I'm paying you to do. I thought that was cool to avoid some small talk. 55 degrees in Upper Michigan. I only got 3 ads too. Yeah, Affleck. That's the other one. It is on Prime. Prime has 2. It's a dude from, Affleck, and the dude from Walking Dead. The one who turned like kind of a-hole. They shaved his head and whatnot. Was banging Rick's wife. That guy, I never liked him. Your pizza comment. Right when Bro started replying to Pizza Fan. Oh, really? That's funny. A Factor meal. They wanted to sponsor the show. They sent 2 Factor meals out. They were hardcore. They were like, oh, sorry about that. All right, let me find the right button. She's like, your service light's on. All right, I got it. She whispered. They're so nice to me here, They like respect me. What the hell were we talking about? I don't like the color that this is giving me. I look red. Alright, that's better. I don't know. We're talking some shit. Yeah, I've been watching the LA shit. Yeah. Oh, they sent me 2 Factor meals. I was hungry. I mean, the premise of it is it's healthier, and yeah, it's kind of like Weight Watchers. I mean, they slap some stuff in in a container, and then you eat it, and you lose weight only because it's 200 calories. I found myself very hungry after that. Like last night, I had, what did I have? What was my dinner? I ate a pound of bacon, some leftover, maybe like 8 ounces of leftover chuck roast, and I ate 2 sausages. I cut them in half, I split them down the middle, fried both sides in the bacon grease, and then I put some ricotta on it, and that was the meal. So I ate cumulatively almost 2 pounds of meat, and I was full. And there wasn't a lot of calories in that, and it's freaking delicious. And I'm healthy. They have gluten-free meals and keto meals too. I saw that. They were kind of out of control. Like they were like, all right, now that we sent it to you. I mean, it wasn't terrible, the meals, and I considered them, but they had they wanted to vet whatever I was gonna say. They didn't want me to be me. They wanted to vet. Oh, we have to approve the video. Eat a bag. You can't pay me to say good or bad. Sammy, have I ever eaten at any of the Chinese restaurants on the Strip? The only place that I've eaten on the Strip, Asian place, I mean, honestly, that I've eaten on the Strip is that place in Aria that's kind of downstairs. What the hell is the name of it? Sumdumfuck or Wang Hung Lo or I don't know, whatever it was. One of the Dong Feng Dao whatever places that everyone loves. It's always full. Someone knows that place. It's in Aria. When you're walking around the outside, you can look down into it, and it's a chain of them, and everyone thinks it's like the hot gold. It's so good, it's excellent, all this other shit. I found that stuff to be the most bland food. I mean, it it's so Americanized. You know, I grew up eating Americanized Chinese food and true Chinese food. But it was so bland. I mean, nothing in that place. Someone find out. I hate not having the name of the place. It was so bland that the only way I could sit through that meal, was to sit there and put chili sauce in everything like this. It had no flavor, and everyone like raves about it. But then again, you know, Americans are getting to the place where they think frickin' mayonnaise is spicy. Din Tai Fung, yeah, that's probably it. Din Tai Fung, that's like a chain that's downstairs, got all the tables, yeah. I mean, that was just like, and it wasn't cheap either. Like even the soup, it was brown water. It wasn't, I didn't get egg drop. I got sweet and sour soup. You get it in New York, and they use in New York, you get the oyster mushrooms and the whole bit, and it was just brown water. It's like, ugh. I mean, I don't know what everyone sees in that place, but to me it was like unflavorful and just kind of crappy. Although I have eaten Benihana, I still like. The Benihana, I was at Benihana about a couple months ago, or more, maybe over 6 months ago. The Benihana over at, we gotta talk about next the one at Westgate, you know, the old school one. I enjoyed that. As far as sushi goes, I'm a fan of Yama Sushi. I like Yama Sushi, and I'd say the second best one is the spot over at MGM. That's the only reason I even go to the MGM, because I don't like the MGM. Masimoto, I think it is. And number 3 would be the spot, I forgot the name of it. It's an all-you-can-eat spot if you sit at the bar next to Fashion Show Mall, wherever the heck that is. The Fashion Show Mall. Next to Emeralds, or not Emeralds, Emmets or whatever, I don't know if it's still there. What kind of bacon do I buy? I buy Kroger's own brand. Kroger's at Smith's. Kroger's own brand, they sell, it's new, they sell a 22-ounce pack of bacon for, if it's on sale, it's $5.99 for a pound and a half. It's a good price. Or full price, it's $6.49 for a pound and a half. And being that I eat a pound a day, you know, it comes out to what? Divided by 3, carry the 1. You know, it's like $4 a pound, for all intents and purposes, a little over $4 a pound. And it's good, you know. I mean, the other one is they have sometimes a little cheaper, but I like the 24 packs because I cook it all at once, you know, whether I'm on it's one of the things, cooking bacon is one of the things I can multitask. I can have a conversation about business, about, you know, money, about investing, about, you know, whatever, and cook bacon. It's not a lot I can multitask like that. Bacon's one of them. And the pound and a half one gives me enough to munch. Like when I go home and I walk in the door after this, I'm gonna be a little hungry, and I know I could eat, you know, a couple things of bacon and whatnot. I mean, Phil knows what I ate the other night. I made a pound of bacon, and then in that bacon fat, I cooked a chuck roast. And I got a chuck roast that had such marbling in it. Because you get a chuck roast that doesn't have a lot of marbling, has a lot of fat on the outside. I cut the fat off and I fry it like separate, like chicharron, but then I turn the meat into pot roast, otherwise it's, you know, it's rubber. But this one had so much marbling inside the meat and very limited on the outside that I heated up that bacon grease, bacon fat, until the smoke detector went off, and I just fast seared both sides, and it was a delicious steak. It was freaking delicious. Our daughter had a kid stay the night and brushed teeth. Oh my God. Be nice. They thought the toothpaste was, I mean, that's where we're at as a society. We're just freaking weak. Well, not me, but we're just turning so weak. And we absolutely, I don't have kids, but parents destroyed kids' immune systems because, you know, spraying that antibacteria shit on every surface is not good. You're supposed to have an immune system. You're supposed to develop an immune system when you were a kid by eating bugs, by eating with dirty hands, by picking something up the floor and sticking it in your mouth. Where do you think your immune system came from? But we disinfected the world because corporations told us that's what we had to do. Now, if you have chicken, that's another thing. If you're messing with chicken, yeah, disinfect it because chicken is a biohazard. I'll always say that. I eat very, very little chicken. Anyway, but by disinfecting everything, it's made people weak. That's why we don't have any immune system. Drinking out of garden hoses, you know, splitting gum. I mean, come on. As a kid, we used to split gum. You know, we didn't grow up like, oh, everyone had, 10 packs of gum. You know, you see someone chewing gum, you're like, got any left? No, but you can have half of mine. I mean, that make you, whatever? No, yeah. Who freaking cares? You know, passing around a bottle of freaking Jacks and whatnot, you know? Nobody cared. It wasn't like, well, I have an immune system because of all that. Duh. Oh, commercial number 4. I got 2 LifeLock commercials today. That's weird. Yeah, that was lots of bacon fat. I had all the bacon fat. Well, that was the equivalent bacon fat of a 22-ounce pack. It's 22 or 24. I think it's 22. Yeah, it's 22 ounces. All right. Let me check out fan fundalizations here. Thank you, Maria Ann. Thank you, Venus and Jim. Thank you, Phil. And thank you, Luciano. Drinking out of garden. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, they got us on the same program. Some people get bombarded with the commercials. Other people do not. Nothing wrong with brown hose. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you gotta have an immune system. You can't live in a bubble. But the kids growing up now, they live in a freaking bubble. Oh, no germs. I'm a good parent. Whatever. Whatever it is. That chick was just making me a little uncomfortable. I don't know why. Like, of all the machines, she had to sit down next to me, and she was like 3 inches away. I could feel her body heat. You know? I mean, nothing against her, but I kind of need my space. Let's see. Did your Venmo go through? Let me check. Last week, it was taking like 2 days they all came through. But it was taking like 2 days for me to even get a notification. They came through right away, but the notifications were like 2 days late, which was today. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who helped support. I mean, that's what it's all about. I mean, this is obviously not about money. This is about hanging out with good people. This is about, me getting to vent a little bit, and I did a lot of venting today. And, you guys are my extended family, so I appreciate hanging out with you. And, yes, I can be abrasive. Yes, I can rattle a few cages here and there. But I'm not doing it for anything else than to get people to think. I want you to think. I want you to have your own opinions. I don't want you to mirror mine. I don't want you to mirror anyone else's. I want you to think. Think for yourself. That's I think, my mission. So even if you're disagreeing with me, it might not be a bad thing, That's what I say too. But don't eat carbs. Alright, people. Anyway, I'm gonna get going. I got someplace to go. We did a good, That was an hour and 45 minutes. Anyway, I will see you again. Let me know in the comments afterwards if you're watching this later, or just drop one now, because I do see them later. Where do you want to go on Wednesday? I mean, I'm gonna stay indoors. Don't ask me to walk the strip or anything, because it's gonna be 108 tomorrow, 109 the rest of the week. Like, we're tipping towards 110 in the second week of June. I do not want to be outside. I went outside just now because when you suck up enough air conditioning, I could tolerate 10 minutes being outside before I have to come in. But then it's just like, no. So yeah, think of some way you want to go. Can we do a Saturday Night Live? I think we could. Yeah, I was thinking about Durango. Yeah, I thought about Durango too. I thought, the only little problem, I'm not to be an a-hole about it. The problem with Durango is it's about a half an hour from me. So, it's especially like rush hour, it's a half hour, not half hour, 40 minutes, non-rush hour, it's like 20, 25 minutes. Not that's all about me, but I'm trying to be as efficient with my time and the finances as possible, because, you guys are basically paying the cost of all this. Fountain Blue is not a bad idea. Laughlin. Laughlin, if it's 107, 108 here, Laughlin's probably 120 right now. Oh, Jim King, yeah, okay, I get what you're saying. Red Rock might not be a bad idea. Yeah, well, that's why, Chris, I've always said, and I think I think my water bottle is leaking. Uh-oh. Yeah, the whole corner of my sling bag is... Oh, I see. Oh. That sucks. It popped the top, and that's what's left. There's only a few ounces of water. Anyway, that's why you go to any parking lot, casino, Smith's, the bodega, wherever it is, you see oil, like, it's oil leaks everywhere, because it thins out the oil and the fluid so bad, and people in this town are basically broke all the time, so they don't repair their vehicles. It is just that's why when it rains, it's an oil slick, and that's a product too of the heat breaking down the oil, and it's just leaking out of freaking every crack and crevice of your engine. So yeah, it is problematic. Your tires do not last. Like, when I change tires, which I put a new set on about a year and a half ago, barely get 20, you get about 20,000 miles out of a 50,000 set. If you buy a 70,000 mile tire, maybe you'll get 30 to 40. But I stick with the 50s, because that's the best sweet spot, 70,000 miles, whatever. But yeah, tires don't last because of the heat of the road and everything. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, I just took this bottle and I tossed it in my thing. That was Kroger. Purified water, like I believe it, but yeah, it busted in there. I must have leaned up against it, popped the top off. Anyway, I gotta get my bottle of water going. Are you happy with the games of chance in Las Vegas? No, Las Vegas is tighter than a snake's ass right now. Playing a machine or playing a table right now, I mean, tables, whatever, but the limits are like 25 to 100 bucks. Per hand. Playing machines, I would not recommend at this stage of the game. They are so freaking tight that there's no pleasure, there's no entertainment value. Even these people here, they're just sitting there like in pain. It's pain. They sit down, they think, yeah, it's painful. I would not recommend playing machines in probably everywhere is the same, but Vegas, that's just not my opinion either. It's statistically proven. You can go on the Gaming Commission website and they'll show you the percentages, and they're getting worse and worse and worse each year. Mary, thank you. Well, thank you for thanking me. All right, I'm gonna get going, people. I love you guys. I'll find some place different, or maybe not, to go out on Wednesday. But he will see me Wednesday, and then I'll decide Friday or Saturday. But I do like going out Friday. So if I go out Friday, that'll almost commit me to Saturday also. Should I do 4? I don't know if I want to do 4. We'll figure it out. But I'll do whatever I can to please you guys, because I love you guys. So, I'm going to invite everyone to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell button to get notified when I do this again, which is only just 3 times a week. Again, if you want to support the channel, all this stuff. Thank you for everyone who super chatted. Thank you for everyone who Cash App, Venmo, and all that type of stuff. I'll check that later. And I love you guys. And on that note, Bror Fredrik out.